Hi everyone, in today's video I'm going to show you how we can make a beaded bag handle 3-sided or 4-sided. Now you're going to need your fishing line, you're going to need a cutter and of course your beads. Now let's start with the 4-sided beaded bag handle. You're going to cut your fishing line and you're going to take the 2 tips or 2 ends, whatever, and then you're going to take 4 beads and pass them through either side of the bead. Of the thread, my bad. I'm passing mine through the left side of the thread and I'm going to be crossing on the very last bead, like so. I'm going to cross it with the other end of the thread and I'm just going to pull it. This is going to make a ring of 4 beads. So this is what you should have when you get here. Next, I'm going to take the 2 ends of the thread again and I'm going to take 3 beads. I'm going to pass 1 through each side of the thread. That's 1 on each side, and then I'm going to cross with both threads on 1 bead. So it's going to have a second chain of 4, like so. Next, I'm going to repeat that again. I'm going to take the 2 tips of the thread, take 3 beads, not 4. I made a mistake there. I'm going to pass 1 bead on each side of the thread and then I'm going to cross on the 3rd bead. So now we have 3 rings. Can you see? Yeah, I have 3 rings right now and I want to get a pattern of 4 by 3. So for the 4th ring, I'm going to take the thread on my left hand and I'm going to take 3 beads and I'm going to pass all 3 beads on the thread on my left and I'm going to cross on the 3rd bead, like so. Okay, I'm going to repeat that again, the same thing I just did, because I want to turn my pattern. I'm going to take the thread on my left, in my left hand, I'm going to take 3 beads, pass all 3 beads on that thread and then I'm going to cross on the 3rd bead. Okay, by now you would have turned. You can see that my pattern has turned. So I have 4 rings and I'm just going to follow through. I'm going to pass the thread onto the next bead and then I'm going to take 2 beads, put them on the thread on my left and cross it. I'm going to repeat that again. This video is a bit sped up, so you can feel free to make it slower if you wish to watch the steps clearly. I'm going to repeat that again, and then for the last one, I'm going to pass the thread onto the next bead, and I'm going to pass 2 beads on the thread to my right, not on my left, and I'm going to cross on the 2nd bead. Now, I like to bead from bottom to top. If you watch any of my videos, you know that I like to do that. So I'm going to turn my pattern to face me, right? So I can bead from bottom to top. Now, I'm going to repeat what I did before. I'm going to take 3 beads because I want to turn. Then I'm going to put them on the thread on my left and cross on the 3rd bead. Okay. Next, I'm going to take that thread on my right and pass it through the next bead. And then I'm going to take 2 beads, pass onto the thread on my left and cross it. I'm going to repeat that again. Take 2 beads, pass on the left and cross it. And then when I get to the last one, I'm going to pass it and I'm going to take 2 beads. But like I said, since it's the last one, you're passing it onto the thread on the right, not on the left. So I pass it on the thread on my right, and then I cross it on the 2nd bead. And this is what I'm going to have so far. It is a pattern of 4 by 3. It's called 4 by 3 because one side has 4 rings and the other side has 3. That's 4. And that's 3. So it's a 4 by 3 pattern. I have a video on how to make a basic beaded mat, so If you want to watch that again, you can. I did the same thing there anyway. So here I'm just folding it. So this has given me 3 sides. Now I'm going to close this opening up to give me the 4th side of the handle. So I'm taking the thread on my left, I'm taking 1 bead, and then I'm passing that thread to the opposite bead. The bead directly opposite the one that had the initial threading, right? And then I'm going to take 1 bead and I'm going to cross both threads on it. Okay, you can see it's beginning to close up. Next, I'll take the thread and pass it through the next bead. I'm doing this with both sides of the thread now, not just one. So I'm going to pass both sides of the thread onto the next bead, and then I'm going to pass 1 bead and cross on it. And it's beginning to close up, so I'm going to repeat that for the next 2 openings that are there. I'm just going to pass the thread onto the next bead and pass 1 single bead and cross it with both threads. And then I'm going to do that again. Pass the thread. I'm going to take 1 single bead and cross on it. Now this is what we have when we have closed that up. These are the 4 sides, but this is not enough. We need to get it looking longer than this. There's no handle that is this short. So now to build on this, you're going to take 3 beads. You're going to pass them through the thread on your left and cross on the 3rd. Okay, and then you're going to pass the thread on the next bead. That's the thread on your right. On the next bead, like this, and then you're going to take 2 beads, pass on the thread on your left, cross on the 2nd, and then you're going to pass on the next bead again, and then take 2 beads, pass on the thread on the left and cross on the 2nd bead. And then by this time you must have reached the end. When you get to the end here, you're going to pass it on to the next 2 beads, and then you're going to add just 1 bead and cross on it. And then you've added yet another step. Now you're going to repeat this process until your handle is as long as you would want it to be, depending on what design you're working on, depending on what length the hand is supposed to be. So this is just what you're going to keep doing. This is me just showing you again. You start with 3 beads, cross on the 3rd, and then you pass the thread on the right onto the next bead and cross again like so. And here you take 2 beads and cross on the 2nd bead. And then you pass the thread on the next 2 beads and cross with 1. Can you see it has become even longer? So the more you build on it, the longer it becomes. You don't forget to pull your thread so it's firm. And yeah, just keep building until it's as long as you possibly want it to be. And then you can now attach it to your bag or do whatever you would like to with it. Now this is our four-sided bag handle. It's called four-sided because obviously it has four sides. So I'm going to show you how we can make a three-sided bag handle, and it's called that because it has three sides. Let's get right into it. You're going to start the exact same way we started with the four-sided bag handle. We'll cut our thread, and then we're going to start with 4 beads and make a ring. If you remember clearly, well, you can rewind if you've forgotten. When we made the four-sided bag handle, we first did a basic beaded pattern of 4 by 3, right? But for this three-sided bag handle, we're going to do a pattern of 4 by 2, not 4 by 3. So yeah, let's get right into it. This is just me trying to get the 4 first. You can just watch if you don't remember how it's done, but I already explained it at the first part of this video. This is just making the same chain the exact same way. And now to turn, I'm going to take 3 beads, pass them onto the thread on my left, and cross on the 3rd bead. If this video is a bit too fast for you, like I said before, remember you can reduce the speed to make it a bit slower so you can pay attention and do just as I am doing. Yep, this is me doing the 2nd line now. So I have done my 4, and then I'm going to do the 2nd line now. I'm going to pass 2 beads, cross on the 2nd bead, and then pass the thread onto the next bead. And there we go. And when I get to the end, I'm going to pass the thread on the next bead. But instead of passing the 2 beads on the thread on my left, I'm going to pass it on the thread on my right and cross on the 2nd bead. Now I have my 4 by 2 pattern as opposed to 4 by 3 that I did for the 4-sided pattern. So now I'm just going to fold it. It's going to give me like a little V shape here, and then I'm going to close up that part just like I did with the 4-sided one. So I'm going to add 1 bead, pass it through the bead directly opposite, and then I'm going to pass 1 bead and cross on it like so. See, it has begun to close, so I'm going to do that all the way to the end. Now I'm going to pass the thread through the next beads, and then I'm going to take 1 bead and I'm going to cross on it. I'm going to repeat that again. I'm going to pass both sides of the thread to the beads just in front of them, the next beads beside them. Do that on both sides. Then I'm going to take 1 single bead and cross on it with both sides of the thread. I'm going to do that on the last one as well. Pass it through and then take 1 single bead and cross on it. This is what we have. This is our 3-sided handle. Now we can't leave it like this because it's too short. It's not going to be enough, so we're going to build on it just like we did with the 4-sided one. We're doing the exact same thing. We're going to take 3 beads, pass them on the thread, and cross on the 3rd bead. Okay, next we're going to take the thread and pass it through the next bead, and then take 2 beads, pass on the thread, and then cross on it. And we're just going to close at the end like so. And we cross on the single bead. See, and we started to build on it. Now we're going to keep doing that until it's as long as you wish it to be. You're going to just repeat this exact same process and keep doing till you're satisfied. It can get as long as you want it to be, as long as you need it to be. And then when you're done, you go ahead and attach it to your bag. This is faster to make. It's just as pretty as the four-sided handle. It's a lot faster, as you can see. You get it done faster. So they're pretty much the same thing. Just this appears to be a lot faster. So yeah, here we go. This is what we have when we're done. Our three-sided handle. Which one of these would you be trying? Which one of these do you think would fit on your next design? Let me know in the comments. Thank you for watching. Bye.